Before I hit 15 to 20k per month as an online coach, I was stuck in the same position as you. Wasn't able to charge enough, I wasn't able to book any calls, and my closing rate was so little when I maybe got someone on a call. And then I basically built a simple system that books me qualified calls every single week with the prospects that actually see me as someone who is expert, as someone who is an authority, so they're willing to buy high-ticket program. Fast forward today, I'm currently doing around 50 to 20k per month and helping multiple other coaches to do the absolutely same. In today's video, I'm going to show you exact system that actually I used for myself that helped me and over 120 of my current clients to scale their businesses and to scale my own business to over 50 to 20k in monthly recurring revenue. We'll start with the step number 1. So this is probably your current position, and I can say for myself, like I remember when I was just doing maybe around 2 to 3k per month, and it was like amazing point for me and I was so happy, but I knew my potential. I was literally charging up to 350 euros for some stupid services, for some stupid consulting programs and all this stuff. Like it wasn't really good, even a service and price and clients. And honestly, I was so frustrated because I knew what I could do. I just didn't have any system. I just didn't have any funnel. I just saw it somewhere, like so far away. I saw that I can implement this and I saw that I can somehow get to the results I always wanted. Now, what was actually the problem? I literally didn't get any calls. I had so low conversions. So my closing rate was literally like 1 to 2%. I don't know, maybe if you can even imagine it, but yeah, it was that low because I didn't even know what to say on a call, but that's completely normal. You're starting out and I was as well starting out. So I didn't have any experience with actually talking to people and I wasn't even comfortable to close a deal. Now that's for me, but I'm a little bit different, let's say business niche where I was helping, coaches, other coaches and like other, let's say info products or agencies to scale their businesses. However, let's say for regular coaches, doesn't matter what type of coach you are or mentor, or even if you're selling any info product, like most of people think that they should just rely on referrals, they should just rely on word of mouth, they shouldn't do outreach people and all this stuff. However, this is completely something that is ruining businesses, literally ruining them. Why? Because a lot of people think like if I don't reach out to someone, like I will not really lose anything because obviously that person didn't even reach out to me first. Logic. However, you need to put it in that way where you are really not like trying to sell them something, you're not trying to be annoying, you're just trying to help them out. And if you truly from bottom of your heart want to build yourself a life that you desire, have a sustainable income, help people to achieve their goals in that way, then you have to reach out to them in the beginning. You just can't build your brand like that. It's not possible. You have to do outreach. And trust me, like outreach is something that is so simple to do. Once you master it, you can literally make over hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. And I'm going to achieve that. I'm going to show you that on this YouTube channel because just with outreach, I can do that. Obviously, brand helps. However, what is one thing that I always say to people, start with outreaching because it is something that can immediately get results if you know how to actually do it. So this is probably where you are currently at. Or maybe you are even at that point, which is step number 2, the shift. Where for myself, I understood that like this thing isn't working. Like it just isn't working. Like I had a goal in mind where, okay, let's see if I can hit maybe 10k per month. Now we're charging $350 or euros around that. Like how many clients do you actually need to get to that point? And like here's a quick story. I remember I was actually having a trip with my business partner to Milan. And it was like a month from that trip. And I was like, okay, we need to make 10k. We need to make 10k. But in my mind, I was like, I know we can't. It's just not possible. I was charging $350. Like it wasn't possible. I was having a couple of calls and I was having maybe like 1 to 2% closing rate. Awful. So obviously, like from that point, I was like, I need a change. I need to make something different. And this is what I did as well. But obviously now I can go in depth and like show exactly like what was the problem with me. But I think that all of you guys already understand what is your problem. You're not able to sell, you're not able to create content to build your brand, you're not able to do outreach, you're not able to even book a call at all, and you're not even able to make people pay you over 10,000 euros for a program. And look, I totally get it. I was literally in the same position. But the difference between me and you is that actually I took action on it and I made a change. So here we come to the step number 3, which were actually the key moves that changed everything. So listen, the first thing I did is once I saved some money, I invested all of it. Literally, I was at $0 in my bank account. And I invested actually 12,000 euros into one coach program. If I told you the name, probably you guys know it. Like one very popular guy in the info space, helping people to scale their businesses. Very good guy, but It was like his like really premium program, and it was very, very expensive, as you can see, 12,000 euros. So like once I invested it, I was like, okay, I need to make this change. I need to make something new, because right now, like if I fuck this up, like that's it. I'm done with this, because I invested 12,000 euros. This was all money I made probably for a year or something like that I have been working for already. And once I did it, once I actually started getting more discipline and motivation, I started getting results. And honestly, it wasn't even what I learned about this program, even though yes, it helped a lot. It was more about motivation and actually implementing the right things at the right time. So what I basically understood is this, and that's specifically from that program. It literally is all in numbers. If, for example, that time, I don't remember specifically, but in that time, let's say I was getting maybe 5 calls per month, or let's say 10 calls per month, right? And my closing rate, let's say, is 10%, right? So you are getting 1 client every single month. If you just do the math, if you can get more calls, if you can basically increase your closing rate, you'll get more clients, right? It is so simple, but however, look, hear me out. Once I understood that, I was just like, stop focusing on other things. I was just like, I'm not even focused on my brand right now. I will not focus on creating another website. I will not focus on trying to create the best program ever. No, this was all about the volume, about focusing on one important thing. This is the time we basically hired a lot of setters. I started pumping messages with the right type of system and the right type of outreach method. And I was booking literally 10 calls per day. And this is still what I'm doing, around 5 to 10 calls every single day. I started increasing my closing rate with, of course, more calls. I was getting more experience. And of course, from that program that I have invested in, where I learned even sales. And this is where I actually made a real difference. This is where I made a real change. So still, I wasn't really the point where I'm currently are. However, it was literally something that just skyrocketed. And I was literally like going maybe from 1 to 3K per month, to get into over 5 to even 10K per month just with that. And then basically what I started to do once I automated all this stuff is focusing on my own personal brand. Creating YouTube content, creating LinkedIn content where I just blew off. I have over 7,000 or 6,000 followers for getting inbound leads, and basically overall scale my business to the point where I'm currently at 15 to 20K per month. Then if you implement everything correctly and if you go to the similar path as I did, you will come to the step number 4, which is actually going to be the fruit of your work, or the results, right? And for me, that was my current point. Again, 15 to 20K per month. Looking forward to scale to over 100,000 per month. Living in Dubai, living in Zagreb, traveling all around the world, being able to literally afford any type of lunch, any type of clothes, in near future, new expensive watch, new car, all of this stuff. And throughout the way, of course, I helped a bunch of people. Like for example, clients like Rafael, who crossed over 15K in monthly recurring revenue in just 2 months. I was really surprised of how quick he was able to do it, because it took me so long, but with the right system, literally it's that easy. If someone had told me that system worked 2 years ago, I wouldn't waste 2.5 years or 2 years, right? I would just be able literally to get the results immediately if I took action on it. That's exactly what Rafael did. Chelsko, she got over 9.7 thousand US dollars in 5 days of running the process. It's crazy what type of results you can get if you really put in the work with the right type of system. It's possible. It's like a math formula. And the truth about all of this is that even though, yes, it helped me out that I was working more, but the main thing actually helped me out to scale was having the right type of system. And that is the only thing you will always need. And if you're ready to skip that trial and error, wasting a lot of time, wasting a lot of money, just click the link in the description and just book a completely free strategy call with me and my team, where basically we're going to explain exactly what you should do, exactly what you should implement, and to see maybe if there is any potential partnership that we can do together. And by the way, if you want to see my exact process that helped me out to scale my business on LinkedIn and to build my brand on LinkedIn, just click the link somewhere here on the video, where it's going to lead to another video where I'm going to show you exactly in depth, step by step, on how can you replicate the same. Once again, book a call down below and I'll see you there. Ciao.